right, I hope you guys enjoyed the intro. With that being said, I was planning on making 2 videos today. One with the build, one with the update, but the update didn't have all that much behind it, so I decided to do it all in one. I'll be talking about the update towards the end of the video and give you guys some other extra information as well. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and get into the build. This is the Hinterclaw poison build, right? Just jumping right into it. Let's go ahead and get into the detailed stats on it. Always, pro, 50% or more resistances on this build. You don't necessarily need the resistances that high because of the dual blades we're using. I'm gonna run with 60% or more earth resistance. I went with 60% or more physical because we're going to be in the heat of the battle a lot. We want to be able to take hits, and that helps. Also, focuses on crit hit chance. You want to get that up as much as you can. Of course, it does help with the Valor Plate having its own crit hit attached to it. Now, with first weapon, we're going to be going into the Fangs. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that first part of it. But basically, if you have 60% or more earth resistance, attacks during inner focus increases poison duration by 1 second. If you saw at the beginning of the video, I was able to get 380 stacks with using these dual blades. Now, you won't necessarily need to go that far. That was just me doing it because I wanted to see how many stacks I could add on to it. But you can see that you can easily pile up stacks with this. Of course, the secondary perks, we're going to go with crit hit chance and ailment power. The other two, they're helpful, damage to poison enemies and timing attack, because that's our consumption, it's timing attacks. But definitely I would try to get crit hit chance or ailment power, or both. All right, next we're going to be running with the legacy. Definitely, we're going to be running with this one because of the luck, right? We want to get all the luck so we could get all the crits we could get in. And one of the augments we have is going to depend on luck to get our overhealth. And we're going to, it's another reason too, but I'll talk about it more when we get into the augments. But that's why you want this, is because of the luck. Of course, the secondary is ailment power. That's what I focused on. That's what I recommend, is getting the ailment power up. Right, Mithril Star, again, you saw me use this before, but it's that Lion Talisman. It's hard to get rid of. Also, Valor Plates that doesn't inflict ailments. That first perk with the shield throw, it gives them ailments during the shield throw. Not to mention it applies Mark of Fragility, so it is helpful. Also, the crit hit chance, definitely need that. All right, Independent of Levis, all right, getting that extra consumption damage. It's always, I'm looking for that. I actually have a few of these. This one I updated because it, to make sure we have crit hit chance, and that's perfect for this build. Also, the 6 to all resistances, that matters. The cap, it can matter depending on your build, depending on what you have, your skills, your resistances at in skill tree. All right, I'm using Eye of the Dragon. Don't necessarily need this. You could use Dust Lord Signet if you just want to go all out DPS, but I try to have a few things for survivability more than just one, because sometimes you need to depend on 2 rather than 1 option. But I'm running Eye of the Dragon. Not to mention I put my earth resistance on this. I need that for those dual blades. Heavenly Reversal, I'm going to be running with this for our timing attacks to make sure we're doing consumption. Yep, definitely a must have. Also, we're running secondary with ailment power and earth damage. Needless to say, Plague Pendant, I'm going to be using that to boost up our ailment power since it's an ailment build. Haven't ran with Archon's Tier for a while, but I decided to go ahead and run with that because we're going to be depending on crit chance, and that does help there. All right, and now we're going to go ahead and get into the augment tree. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys have saw Void Shield on other Hinterclaw builds. So yeah, definitely needed for survivability. It's necessary here as well. We're going to be getting overhealth every time we perform a crit hit. And it's going to be, the more might we have surrounding it, of course, is going to add to, the amount of overhealth we're going to get. I went ahead and my might slot, I've added this one, adjacent augments grant additional 65% might, boosting them might to the different augments around it, and in turn boosting Void Shield. Ailment power is a secondary. We're also gonna run with this one, so gain blessing of power every time we perform a crit hit. We're going to be doing a lot of crit hits, so that's a good one to have there. Now with the poison ailment, you know, these two new augments, so the Wild Hunt and the Azura's Fang, they help because Wild Hunt is going to give us extra damage anytime we hit an enemy that has more than 8 stacks. So we're going to definitely put a lot of stacks on them. And ailment power, I would look for that as a secondary. It doesn't hurt that we lucked up and got 112 might, so it gave us even more might, you know, when adding the Sacred Flame. All right, and Azura's Fang, we're gonna get increased poison duration. It's gonna negate a little bit of the poison power, but we have so much ailment power that, you know, compensating a little isn't going to hurt because we want those stacks to last. As you saw in the beginning of the video, yeah, we get crazy amount of stacks. All right, also running Rift, we're gonna pretty much run this every time we're running an ailment. I love to run Glamour with it, but of course we can't have it all. Not on every build. Again, looking out for ailment power on the secondary and might to go ahead and boost up the Void Shield. Now on Force Barrier, I don't have might, but this is definitely an important one. So whenever we're above 50% overhealth, attacks cannot be interrupted. That way we're going to be getting so much crit hits, we're going to be stacking overhealth, so even when our health get knocked down a little bit, we're going to be gaining. So we're just going to be in their face, you know, taking hits and giving them right back. With this augment, is very important for this build. Overhealth gain doesn't help as a secondary. Definitely wanted physical resistance because we're going to be in their face so much. Also put 5% to all resistances. Thought about might, but you know what, I need to invest a little bit into some resistance, at least a little, so I went with that there, guys. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into the skill tree. As I always say, you know, this is for my play style. You might have a different play style, but this is what I use on the Hinterclaw build. You could feel free to copy it and use it, you know, but again, you know, if you don't prefer shields, don't prefer certain things that I have, feel free to go ahead and change this up. All right, now with that, let's go ahead and get into this update. Okay, it's a pretty small update. I'll put up the tweet they mentioned on about it. They just basically made a small improvement to Dreamstones because players were having issues post the update. And really that's all it was about. Nothing else just yet, but let's keep our fingers crossed that they'll continue to go ahead and make improvements going forward, because I know a lot of us are enjoying the game and can't wait for it to be at its full potential. All right, and before we close out, definitely got to shout out this Reddit user. He went ahead and created some documents that one of them is about items, you know, new items, and definitely how to use them towards your builds and whatnot. And also he had some information on Dreamstones, how to use them to focus farm. Definitely good for new players, vets as well. I didn't get a chance to look at it too deep, but I saw some good comments on it and it looks pretty well put together, I must say. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm gonna go ahead and put some gameplay footage up of the build at its best, and let me know what you guys think. Of course, let me know if you have any ideas. If you guys change up anything, be sure to like, shoot a comment, let me know what you did, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. You have a good one. Thanks for watching.